Good morning, class 9th. Today is the second and also the last revision video class. So let's start. Let's start with the Silk Route. We know that China in the ancient time produces large quantities of silk during time and exported silk to the western countries through a route which passes several countries of Asia and Europe. This was called the Silk Route. So this Silk Route trade played a significant role in the development of civilization of China, Korea, Japan, the Indian subcontinent, Iran, Europe, Arabia, the Arabian countries, opening a long distance political and economical relation between the civilization. Though silk was the major trade item exported from China, many other goods and ideas were exchanged, including religion, science, technology, like paper, etc. Camels were the major means of transporting silk. Now traders were called Saudagar, and the Saudagar sometimes they died of heat, thirst also. And now this route is replaced by the new motorable roads, new means of transportation, rail lines, etc. Now, India's neighbors. As we know that the neighbors are the people who live near to us. If we live in a neighborhood with the good neighbors, we are fortunate and blessed. Good neighbors are extremely helpful. Now, India's international borders plays an important role in trade, national security, access to resources. China, Russia each have 14 neighboring countries. They have more neighbors. Therefore, it is important to maintain a good relationship with our neighboring countries, in order to maintain peace. Alright. It is also good for economic development, and open doors to many opportunities such as import, export, of goods, sharing of resources, invest their money in the country also. So let us see which are our neighboring countries. So towards the northwest we have Afghanistan and Pakistan. The northern neighboring countries of India includes China, Bhutan and Nepal. The northeastern neighboring countries of India includes Myanmar and Bangladesh. And we also have two island neighboring countries, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka's capital is Colombo. Maldives is Malé. Alright. Now the Indian territories and states which share borders with our neighboring countries. So with Pakistan it is now Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, and Rajasthan and Gujarat. Afghanistan, you can see here, now it is Ladakh. China, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. With Bangladesh, it is West Bengal, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tripura and Assam. Bhutan, it is West Bengal, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. With Myanmar, it is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. With Nepal, it is Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Sikkim and West Bengal also. So Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea that is formed by Pakistan Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. Alright. Now Pakistan Strait is named after Robert Park, who was the governor of Madras, that is Chennai. New name is Chennai during the Company Raj period. And this strait is 53 to 82 kilometer wide. Alright. So this ends the revision of chapter 1. Now we'll start the revision of chapter 2, physical features of India. Now our country, India, is blessed with almost all kinds of landforms, varied landforms. Alright. The mountains, the plains, the plateaus, deserts, islands, Okay, these we must know how these physical features have been formed. Alright, there are vast differences between all these different relief features. Alright, so these all are made up of different rocks. Some, as we know, they are made up of a very hard rock, like the Taj Mahal. Okay, it is made up of marble. Okay, and the talcum powder that we use at home, that is made from a very soft rock. Okay, so rocks can be of different nature in that way. Let us look at some terms, okay, which are important in this chapter. Geological periods, a unit of geological time during which a system of rock is formed. The next is folding. Warping of rocks. Warping means bent or twisted of rocks due to computational forces. What is faulting? Development of cracks on the Earth's surface due to stress is faulting. And what was Gondwana land? It is the southern part of ancient supercontinent Pangaea, with Angara land in the northern part. Angara land is also called Laurasia. Geosyncline. Okay, geosyncline is what? A term used for a subsiding linear trough that was caused by the accumulation of sedimentary rock strata deposited in a basin and subsequently compressed, deformed, and then uplifted into a mountain range. Geosyncline, the tethys. Plate boundaries. These are the places, the edges or the locations where two plates meet. That is plate boundary. Now, rock formation. This is the result of weathering and erosion of existing rocks. Now, lithospheric plates are the plates which are pieces of rigid landmass floating over liquid magma. This is generally composed of both continental and oceanic plates, that is lithospheric plates. They are also called as tectonic plates. Now, theory of plate tectonic. What was the theory of plate tectonic? So, plate tectonic theory is a scientific theory describing the large scale motion of 7 large plates and the movements of a large number of smaller plates of the Earth's lithosphere. Okay. The model builds on the concept of continental drift theory, an idea developed during the first decades of 20th century. So, according to this theory, this world is the crust of the Earth has been formed out of 7 major and some minor plates. Okay, 7 major and some minor plate. This is the theory. So, the major plates were Indo-Australian plate, the Pacific plate, Eurasian plate, African plate, South American plate, North American plate and Antarctican plate. Okay. Then comes the theory given by Alfred Wegener in 1912, the continental drift theory. It was a theory explaining how continents shift position on Earth's surface. Okay, so these continents, they always move. It was set forth in 1912 by Alfred Wegener, proposed that these continents, they move in a different direction. The speed of these all continents, that is the lithosphere, is very, very slow. But he didn't have an explanation for how continents could have moved around the planet, but researchers do now. Now, explanation of plate tectonic theory. Why these plates they move? Okay, so plates they move because of the convection current. So convection current was what? In the case of Earth, it refers to the motion of molten rock in the mantle as radioactive decay heats up magma, causing it to rise and driving the global scale flow of magma. Most of the Earth beneath us isn't solid. It is made out of semi-molten rock, that is asthenosphere, and that cycles and flows through convection currents in the mantle. So there is a molten rock present beneath us, that is the asthenosphere, and the lithosphere plates, they float on this asthenosphere. Okay, and therefore once they split, these plates they are broken. We call it as a the broken fragments, we call it as plates. Okay, they move. Okay, as these are moltening form, the asthenosphere. So lithosphere floats on asthenosphere, and therefore they move in a different direction. Okay, so they move in a different direction, and therefore, according to that, there can be three movements of the plate. Okay, the converging motion, the diverging motion, and the transform motion. All right. So in converging motion or in the converging boundary, the plates, they come towards each other. Okay, so they may collide. All right, as they come close to each other, they may collide, and therefore this converging plates, they leads to the formation of the folding mountains. Diverging plates are the plates where two plates, they move away from each other, they form divergent or diverging plate boundaries. All right, this diverging motion can lead to which activity? Volcanic activity. Okay, and new crust also can be formed, plus valleys, rift valleys, okay, trenches also can be formed. The third one is a transform motion, transform boundary. Okay, in this motion, the two plates, they slide past each other. All right, and this also can leads to earthquake activity, like the San Andreas fault is the best example of transform boundary. All right, and for converging, it is the formation of Himalaya, and then for diverging, it is the rift valleys. Okay, are the examples of diverging motion. Now there can be two types of crust. Continental crust, which is made up of light colored granite rocks. Okay, and silica, aluminum, oxygen, they all can be present in this. In oceanic crust, it is mainly made up of dark basalt rock, which is rich in silica, magnesium. So continental crust are less denser, whereas oceanic crust are very dense. Okay, continental crust are very thick, oceanic crust are not so thick. So this is how we differentiate between continental crust and oceanic crust. All right. So India's southern part is a part of old Gondwana land. Okay. Now Gondwana land includes India, Australia, South Africa, South America, and Antarctica. These countries and continents were part of Gondwana land. So now comes the last topic, the formation of Himalaya. Now we know that because of this convection current, okay, it splits the crust into a number of pieces, and therefore Indo-Australian plate that also separated from the Gondwana land. Okay, and it moves towards north. As it moves towards north, it collided with a much larger Eurasian plate. In these two plates, there was a geosyncline Tethys. Okay, and lots of sediments in that Tethys were present. So due to this collision, the sedimentary rocks which were accumulated in the geosyncline known as Tethys, that were folded to form the mountain system of Western Asia and also the Himalaya. Okay, so this is how Himalayas were formed. So students, this is the end of the revision video class. Alright, so prepare your lessons well and go through the topic very carefully. All the best.